Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I want to talk about something I have actually done a video on before. I did one recently, and I don't know what I did with it. But again, it's about what people call petty. Now, in that video, I think I mentioned this about, you know, somebody does something to you, and it does seem like what they did to you is petty. It's small. In the petty, they think it's something small. Just throw it off, toss it out. It doesn't matter. You know, that person's just being this, just, you know, that person's being that. You know, when to you, it's not something petty. And it's not. It actually is not. Especially if this becomes a pattern of somebody doing little petty things to you. The intention, and it's what this is just my view, I could be wrong. One size doesn't fit all. But your feeling is a threat to you because they are making you their target, okay? And they are going to make you their victim if they continue. Now, let's give an example of you're at work and somebody new starts working there, and I use, you know, this at work because I think more people can relate to it, past or present. I'm not working right now, so it's past. But when they do something petty, really petty, just small, petty as in small, and it's irritating, and they keep doing that to you, and you tell your boss or your supervisor, and they say, oh, that's just petty stuff, let it go, you know, step aside, you know, just throw it out, all that kind of stuff. When you're feeling a threat to your job because every day that you come to work at that place, you have to deal with this person who's doing these petty, quote unquote, air quotes here, petty stuff to you that's making your job miserable. You know, it makes it miserable. You wonder, what is this person going to do next? And you're feeling this person is quite insane, okay? And nobody else notices it. Nobody else is having that problem. They're starting to point the finger at you. It's starting to look like you're just a complainer. You're the trouble starter because that person has learned how to. What do? Exactly. They con everybody else. They manipulate everybody else while you're their target, and they do this stuff behind everybody else's back to where other people don't see it. You complain about they didn't see that happening. The person never does it to them. What do you mean? That she's, you know, she or he is really nice. She, you know, the one that's making you their target. You know, they're really nice. They're sweet. They would never do that. How many of us have heard that? You know, and as we know, behind the scenes, what's happening to us is miserable. You know, to the person they're making their target, it's miserable. So what do you do in that case if the management doesn't? You know, your supervisor doesn't listen. Well, you can go to the next step up. They might not listen either because that person, you know, is the toxic person, is a manipulator. They know how to play the game. They know what to do. Now, some people will say, well, what is it about you that they think they can do that to you? No, don't blame the victim. No victim blaming here. There's nothing about you. It's just that person. This is my view. There's nothing about you. You don't have make me a victim on your forehead. It's just that person's going to find somebody. Okay, it's going to find somebody so they can have that toxic supply at their job too. Doesn't matter who it is. You know, if they can manipulate others, and before they'll find one person to do it too. And I know people are going to scream and say, "Oh, well, there's something about you." No, I'm not blaming any victim. Nope, not blaming them. So, okay, but if you wind up that, and your job is miserable, and they don't seem like they're going to listen, they're not going to fire that person, they're not going to do anything to that person, what do you do? And believe me, over years, there's always that one person, and I'm not always that person's target, but one thing I've learned, the only answer to that is, now, some would say do the gray rock, but if that person just keeps doing it, it's like you're in a cage and you can't get out, you know, daily from this person doing that and nobody's listening. The only other alternative is to quit your job and to move on, you know. And that's bad. that they have that much power. And the only, I guess you call it saving grace, as you can say, is that the next person, they won't be so, you know, you quit that job and you move on. Make sure you find a good job before you move on. That next person that the toxic person tries it on, they're not going to believe them so much. They're not going to believe the toxic person is not toxic. You see what I'm saying? Because they've already had one complaint. Now here's another. And as soon as that one quits, they find another. You know, another target. Yeah. But that's all you know, that's the only way you can think. And you say, yeah, you know, but now I'm being a martyr for a cause and on and on. No, you're being a martyr for yourself. You're taking care of yourself. If you work in an environment like that, when there's so much stress, this person is picking on you, like people like to say. This person is doing this petty stuff daily. You know, the only thing you can really do that's going to save your soul, you know, kind of thing. And I used to call these soul destroyers. Is to quit, to move on, to find a better job, find a better way. And I know I don't like that myself, the whole thing of giving up and giving in and letting them have their way. And you have to change. To me, in my opinion, I'm not really giving anybody advice, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself enough to know you don't deserve that. You don't deserve working in a place where they're going to believe someone like that. And we can't even blame them, because that's another blaming the victim. They are victims also, because what it is, that toxic person is a master manipulator. They manipulated them. They manipulated the whole scene. So, anyway, I think I'll wrap this video up. But if you have a story, if you want to tell, leave a comment below. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, click one of the circles. Click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.